rivers flow free. A lion cub roared to the Mali tree. Born to rise with might untamed, Sundiata would become a name famed. Dankarun trembled at the thought of battles lost and what they wrought. Sundiata's voice was loud and clear, a warrior's roar we all could hear. Lion King, conquer fierce and wild, Mali's future in a warrior child. Dankarun shadows fade away, Sundiata brings a brighter day.
I will never forget the day when the mighty lion, who once lay on the ground, unable to walk, rose up and claimed his place as king. It's a story of power, struggle, and a dream that would not die. But remember this, the strength of a lion is not in the size of its body, but in the size of its heart. And sometimes, the deepest wounds heal to reveal the greatest strength. Sundiata, the Lion King of Mali. I was just a boy when it happened, but I remember it like it was yesterday. The sun was always hot in the land of Mali, beating down on the dry earth, making the trees seem to shimmer from the heat. The air was thick with dust, and the only sound that seemed to reach the ears was the wind whispering through the tall grass. It was a hard land, where life was a struggle, and only the strong seemed to survive. But even in such a place, there was a story that everyone talked about. The story of Sundiata, the lion. I know, many of you think lions are the kings of the wild, with their golden fur and loud roars. But let me tell you, the lion that was Sundiata was not the mighty beast you might think. No, he was a boy, born weak and crippled, with legs that couldn't hold his body upright. They said he would never walk, let alone rule an empire. They said he would amount to nothing. But those who thought that didn't know the power of his spirit. Sundiata was born to a beautiful woman, Sogolon, in the city of Niani, the heart of the mighty Mali Empire. The heat of the land was nothing compared to the fire in her eyes when she spoke of her son. But from the moment he was born, the people in the kingdom looked at him differently. He was not like other children. His legs were bent and he couldn't walk. His body was small, fragile, and they laughed. They said, "A king cannot be weak. How can a lion be born with no strength?" But Sundiata's mother, Sogolon, always knew something the people didn't. That true strength doesn't come from muscles or size. It comes from the will to never give up. She would whisper to him, "My son, when you are strong, you will be more powerful than any man, because your heart will carry you." Despite the whispers of doubt and mockery, Sundiata grew up with a fire that burned inside him. He never let his weakness stop him from dreaming. He would watch the other children play in the fields, run through the villages, and he would sit there, day after day, watching the way the world moved. He couldn't move his legs, but his mind was sharp as a spear, and his heart was a drum that kept beating, even when it seemed like there was no hope. Then one day, something changed. It was when the kingdom of Mali was under threat. The kingdom was ruled by a powerful king, but his son, the heir to the throne, was a cruel and selfish man named Dankarun Tuman. He was filled with pride and arrogance. He looked at Sundiata's weakness and laughed, saying, "How can a cripple ever rule a kingdom? You are no lion. You are a mouse in the skin of a man." But Sundiata's mother had always told him that the lion's strength is not in its body, but in its heart. And so, he began to make plans. Sundiata's journey was not an easy one. His path was filled with struggles and pain. But like the lion in the wild, he never stopped moving forward. He knew that the only way to rise was to believe in himself, no matter how many times he fell. It was the day that changed everything, the day he began to walk. Sundiata, determined to rise, gritted his teeth and crawled to the place where his mother sat. She was waiting for him as always, and when he finally stood up, his legs shaking but strong enough to carry him, she smiled and said, "Now you are a lion." And from that day, Sundiata walked on his own 2 feet, no longer weak, but full of power and purpose. But it wasn't just his legs that grew strong. His mind, his spirit, and his heart, everything about him became mighty. The kingdom of Mali needed him now, more than ever. Sundiata led a rebellion against the unjust rule of King Dankaran Tuman, who had brought nothing but suffering to the people. He gathered his allies, some of the greatest warriors in the land, and together they fought for what was right. The battle was fierce, and the air was filled with the sounds of drums and war cries. The dust from the ground rose in clouds, mixing with the cries of victory and defeat. When Sundiata finally confronted the cruel king, he stood tall. No longer the weak child, he was a true lion, strong, fierce, and wise. The king, seeing the power in Sundiata's eyes, knew he had lost. And with that, the people of Mali crowned Sundiata the true king, the Lion King of Mali, who had not only overcome his weakness, but had saved his people from oppression. The land of Mali, where Sundiata's story unfolded, is one of extremes. It is a land where the sun beats down relentlessly, drying the earth into a cracked, dusty surface. The climate is hot and harsh, with dry winds sweeping across the plains. Yet, in the midst of this dryness, the people have found strength, much like Sundiata. The rivers, like the Niger, provide a lifeline, offering a reminder that even in the harshest environments, life can flourish. The tall grasses stretch across the savannah, where lions roam freely, their roars echoing in the distance. The baobab trees, ancient and wise, stand tall like guardians of the land, their massive trunks holding the stories of generations before. It is in this land, under the watchful eyes of these ancient trees and the bright, unforgiving sun, that Sundiata's story became a symbol of hope and resilience. Sundiata's journey teaches us that the greatest strength lies within ourselves. It is not enough to have physical power. A true leader must have a strong heart and mind. Sundiata's story shows us that no matter the difficulties we face, we can rise, just as he did, to greatness. He faced ridicule, pain, and doubt, but he never let it stop him. Instead, he used each challenge as a stepping stone toward his goal. His story is a reminder that no matter how weak or broken we may feel, we all have the power to stand up, walk, and fight for what is right. Like the lion, we can find our roar, no matter how quiet it might seem at first. Sundiata's story has influenced not only the Mali Empire, but many cultures across West Africa. His legend is told from village to village, passed down through generations by griots, storytellers who carry the wisdom of the past. His journey from weakness to strength resonates with people of all ages and backgrounds. It teaches that perseverance and self-belief can transform even the most difficult circumstances. In many African belief systems, Sundiata is seen as a symbol of the overcoming spirit. His rise to power represents the victory of justice over oppression and the importance of standing up for what is right, no matter the odds. The belief in the power of destiny, fate, and the inner strength of the individual is woven into the fabric of the culture. The story of Sundiata, the Lion King of Mali, continues to inspire leaders, dreamers, and warriors across the African continent and the world.
To claim his crown in history's game. Roar Sundiata, king of the savannah, with courage, bold strength of a mantra. Dangerous fear couldn't withstand ya. War, mighty lion, your legacy's rapture. Fields of gold under Malian stars, every battle won left glory scars. Warrior tales sung in hidden bars, Sundiata's triumph heard near and far. Villagers cheered as foes did flee, liberty crowned and Mali free. Dankaran's reign fell to its knee, in Sundiata's gaze they found the key. Roar Sundiata, king of the savannah, with courage, bold strength of a mantra. Dankaran's fear couldn't withstand ya. Roar, mighty lion, your legacy's rapture. king of the savannah, with courage, bold strength of a mantra. Dunkeran's fear couldn't withstand ya. Roar, mighty lion, your legacy's a rapture. In the land of Mali, wild and free, a warrior lion roared his decree. Sundiata the brave and bold, he faced the shadows to claim destiny. Dunkeran stood in his way, with spirit fierce, Sundiata would say, my kingdom calls justice to repay, lion's heart beating Mali today. Sing of the warrior who rose against the dark, where courage flows. Sundiata, the tale we chose, king of Mali, where victory grows. From exile he emerged so strong, guided by wisdom he couldn't go wrong. With me on his throne where he belongs, echoes of triumph in every song. Through the savannah the legend flies, a hero's journey in the skies. Mali's heart can't disguise the pride of Sundiata's rise. With spear in hand and heart so true, many battles he would pursue. Dunkeran fallen, kingdom anew, Mali's king, his story grew. Dunkeran stood in his way, with spirit fierce, Sundiata would say, my kingdom calls justice to repay, lion's heart beating Mali today. Sing of the warrior who rose against the dark, where courage flows. Sundiata, the tale we chose, king of Mali, where victory grows. Sing of the warrior who rose against the dark, where courage flows. Sundiata, the tale we chose, king of Mali, where victory grows. From exile he emerged so strong, guided by wisdom he couldn't go wrong. Sundiata, the tale we chose, king of Mali, where victory grows. From exile he emerged so strong, guided by wisdom he couldn't go wrong. With me on his throne where he belongs, echoes of triumph in every song. Through the savannah the legend flies, a hero's journey in the skies. Mali's heart can't disguise the pride of Sundiata's rise. With spear in hand and heart so true, many battles he would pursue. Dunkeran fallen, kingdom alone, Mali's king, his story grew. Through the savannah the legend flies, a hero's journey in the skies. Mali's heart can't disguise the pride of Sundiata's rise. With spear in hand and heart so true, many battles he would pursue. Dunkeran fallen, kingdom anew, Mali's king, his story grows. With spear in hand and heart so true, many battles he would pursue. Dunkeran fallen, kingdom anew, Mali's king.